All right, guys, I just want to go over this homework here. Hopefully this works well. I'm doing something a little different here with my iPad. So this is, I'm Mr. Lupos, by the way. I think it's the first video I made for this new class, so just saying hi. So we're looking at theoretical probability here, and the thing we're looking at is the homework at the bottom of page number, or Unit 1, Activity 1. And the first question says, what is the probability of tossing a head with a single coin? Well, really simple stuff here, right? Okay, so when we're looking at this, we're looking at the number of ways A, or whatever we're looking at, happens over the total number of outcomes, okay? And that's your probability of an event happening. So the probability of A happening, that's not that great, but the probability of A happening is NA over NS. So how many ways can you get what you're looking for divided by the total number of outcomes? So if you're flipping a coin, you want to flip a coin, how many different outcomes are there? There's a head or a tail, so that's the bottom here, the denominator NS will be 2. And how many ways can you get ahead? Just 1. Okay, so that's 1/2. So I went over this in the note, but 1/2 is a fraction, obviously. You can take that down to a decimal as 0.05. Now, we tend to, I don't have what's going on there, we tend to always put two numbers after the decimal. So if you're going to go with a decimal, don't cut it off at 0.5, go to 50. And if you have something like 0.1, 0.1 66667, which repeats, you want to cut that down to 0.17. Okay, so that is the first question. Okay, let me just see if I can erase all this stuff. Okay, as it erases, we'll go with B, the probability of rolling a multiple 4 with 2 dice. So for this one here, what I want you to look at is this guy at the bottom. And a multiple 4 with 2 dice, well, that'll be a 4, an 8, or a 12. Okay, so where does that come up? You have a multiple 4 here, 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 and here. Okay, so you with 3 and 1, 2 and 2, 1 and 3. You also get 8s all the way down here. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways to get an 8. There are 3 ways to get a 4, and you can also get a 12 by rolling a 6 and a 6. So you add those up. Or you can count them separately. You can add them up. You can do whatever you want. There are 9 out of, and there are always 36 different ways to get roll 2 dice. So that is that answer, 9 out of 36. In lowest terms, you can if we can put lowest terms, it's better. But sometimes it does get confusing. So I don't mind answers that aren't in lowest terms. So if you give me a fraction as 9 over 36, for example, as an answer, that's totally fine with me. But if you want to lower that down to 1/4, you can, and then as a decimal, and then as a percent. Okay, rolling a number greater than 10 with 2 dice. So all these questions here, you really want to be careful with the wording here. So greater than 10 doesn't include 10. So an 11 or a 12. You look at the table down below, you have an 11 2 different ways, a 12 one different way, or just the one way, sorry. So it's 3 over 36 is your fraction. So that's your answer there. Drawing a face card. So these are all the face cards here. So you can look at the value and say, look, there are 3 out of 13 are face cards. Another thing you do is just do all your questions out of 52 and say there's 3, 6, 9, 12 out of 52 cards are face cards, and then you can go from there. Drawing a red ace. So a red ace, just be careful. These are aces. There's 2 red aces, so it'll be 2 out of 52. So that's not that difficult. Drawing an ace or a heart, and then not drawing a 7. Okay, so give me a second on these ones here. I just want to go over how that works. So drawing an ace or a heart. So let me see if I can make some room here. Give me a second. This is bad bad video here. All right, big mess here. All right, let's clean this up. So drawing an ace or a heart. Now be careful about it. It's talking about drawing an ace or a heart. So right away you might have counted the aces and said there's 4 aces and there are 13 hearts, and you would not be wrong if you did that. There are 4 aces. So there's these 4 aces here. There are these 13. Oh no, those aren't hearts. Those are diamonds. So let me get rid of that. These are the hearts here. They have little hearts on them. 13 of those, and if you went 4 plus 13, you would say it's 17 out of 36, which would be almost right. But if you notice, what's happened is you double counted the ace of hearts. So how many cards are an ace or a heart? That includes, just in case you're a stickler here, which is good, that includes aces and hearts. So ace or a heart includes the ace of hearts. So it should be an ace and or a heart, but we don't want to over nerd ourselves with the math talk. So ace or a heart means an ace or a heart, including this guy here, but don't double count. Okay, so the answer there is 4 plus 13 subtract 1, or you can go 3 plus 13, or any way you want, and the answer would be 16 out of 52. Okay, 52 again is your denominator. Change that to a decimal, change that to percent if asked to do so. Now, the last one I just want to do is not drawing a 7, okay, and let's do that two different ways. One is the ugly way, well, I don't know. One is, you would probably do the complement way, which is the preferred way, naturally. But not drawing a 7, you could count the non-7s, and you could say, okay, everything but this, and go around and count each of them and say, okay, there's 4, and then you get 48 out of 52. Okay, so that's right. Okay, but another way to do that is to talk about the probability of. So here we haven't got to this yet. I haven't got to it yet, but we have 1 is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of A complement. Okay, so that was in the note, and that's an A with a little, like an accent, kind of like a dash on top. I guess it's an apostrophe. And this is the complement. That is something not happening. The probability of something not happening. So if I said, what's the probability of not rolling a 7? Okay, that is kind of represented by this right here. So this is the complement. Okay, so what you can do is look at this and say, so what does this mean? 1 equals PA plus PA complement. That means that if you add the probability of something happening and the probability of it not happening, put those together, you're going to get 1 or 100%. Okay, 1 as a decimal, 1 over 1 as a fraction, or a whole number, or 1 as a fraction, and 100% as a percent. So for example, if I said, what's the probability of drawing a 7? You would say the probability of drawing a 7 is 4 out of 52. Okay? And the probability of not drawing a 7 would be 1 subtract 4 out of 52, which is equal to 48 out of 52. Okay, you can't really see that, but I'm writing that right there. Okay, so 48 out of 52. So that's one way to do it is, let's not count the non-7s. Let's count the 7s and subtract them from 1. Okay, or subtract them in this case from 52 on the top. There's 52 different cards. Subtract the 4. You get 48, and that's probably what you did, right? So you did find the complement that way. Okay, so the answer is 48 or 52. Okay, and that's it. Hopefully that makes sense to you, and that's what I got for it. Okay, try the quiz. It's next up. Not too hard. It counts though. Okay.